time. Where's my phone? Oh, my phone. Hello, everyone. Am I live? Are we live? We are live. Yay! Hello, everyone. Where is my... I'm trying to figure out where to set this. I got so much stuff going on in my craft area here right now. I can't wait to share with you guys, though. I just set it here and hope it don't hit any keys. I look exceptionally pale. I realized I never put any blush or anything else on my face. I was like, totally forgot to finish it. But anyway, not sick, just pale. No blush. No contour. No highlight. Hello, everyone. I'm super excited for today's. Like, do I have paint on me? This is good. I haven't done a paint pour in a long time. So what we're going to do today is we're going to do a paint pour, and then I'm going to use vinyl. What did I do with that other piece? Trying to think of where all my pieces are. We're going to do a paint pour, a fall paint pour. And then it's kind of like 3 steps to it, and each step has to dry, but I made each piece so I can show you each one and then like what the finished one looks like too. So I've been having fun playing in the lab, if you will. Hello, Sue. Oh, where'd it go? Where's the chat? Hello, Sue, Gloria, Gemma Duval, Jamie. Did I say Gloria? Beth, welcome. Oh, member for 51 months. 51 months. Thanks, Beth. Kimberly. Deborah, hello, ladies. Did I mess up? I thought the presidential, vice presidential debate was, in an hour. That's what my Alexa told me anyway. But is it going on now or does it start in an hour? I was like, oh, I'll make sure and get done. That way everybody can go see. But I'm going to go ahead and switch you to overhead right now. And then you can see my mess. While I sit here, I just need to know what I did with... Oh, there it is. Just thinking there was one piece I was missing. Okay, in an hour. Cool. So my goal is to be done so everybody can watch that who wants to watch that. Yeah, Kimberly, paint pour is fun. And you know what the thing is with paint pour? You don't know exactly what you're going to get. You can hopefully have an idea, but you learn things with color layering and everything. Actually, I love these pieces. Because as you see, I have a lot of pink here. So I paint poured the other day a fall one. It does not look fall because it's pink, right? But it does look fall on canvas. But you learn things. Don't put red next to white because it's going to end up pink. However, you can play with it. If you don't, the cool thing about paint pouring, I'll show you as I do it. If you don't like the design, just keep tilting it. And then if you still don't like it, you can just pour more paint on. So I have a 12-inch round canvas here. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to mix our cups to pour. So I pre-mixed a couple here, and then we're going to add the colors. So what we use for this is what I use. You can even use Elmer's glue or something. Hey, Alex, you're on the road. Where are you at? But first we put in our cup Floetrol, which this is going to make it all flowy basically. So, and it just depends how flowy you want it, how much you add. I got these cups off Amazon and they got measurements. So I'm doing 40, what is that, milliliters? About 40 millimeters of Floetrol, and then we add the paint. So, these are all just, I think they're mostly all deco art acrylic paints here. There's a lot going on right here, Alex. Oh yeah, Kimberly. Kimberly said shake it well. Very, very true. You want to shake that Floetrol because you will get the snake worms. It's like a snake worm or a glue worm. Actually, it's like a glue worm. I actually have that on video the other day because I was recording Kimberly when I was doing my other ones. Oh, that's cool, Alex. Alex found a cigar bar. Okay, so we put the Floetrol in the cup, and then you add your paint, which I usually consider 2 squirts. Now the paint, you want to do it till color. So you go ahead and start mixing. This is actually very satisfying to do and very like stress relieving to paint pour. And then if you want a little bit more color, then just add a little bit more color, which I don't really need it with this because this is my lighter orange. Oh, yay, Beth, that's amazing. Getting back to crafting in perfect time for the holidays, right? Hi, Alidra. Hello, hello. Such a happy place, Deborah. Okay, and then, so, I don't want to set it there. So Floetrol, a little paint, and then you just take a little water, and you just add it and stir it till you get, I'll show you the consistency here. That one needs a little bit more. It's very hard to see, actually. I need to turn this on. Hold on here. Turn on my Cricut light here. See if we can see more. Okay, so the consistency, you want to like pour from it. When it does these drops, when it just drops like that, it needs a little bit more water. I have my paint. I don't know if you guys seen my shirt I had on. Had paint all over it because this is my designated paint shirt. Because it don't matter if I'm trying to keep paint in an area, it will end up somewhere. Okay, and that's getting much better where you see it'll like, instead of just a drop off, it'll have a little stream coming from the stick. Like that, that'll work. I've already done my brown here. And it just depends, different paints will need more, but you just add, keep adding until you get that. And you're not gonna mess it up if you add too much water and you're like, oh, it's too watery, just add a little bit more Floetrol and you'll be fine, so. And another thing I found is whites. Whites are usually thicker than other paints, so it takes more. I'll just do like 2 squirts. White's not exciting to mix up because it doesn't change. And they say use distilled water. I don't have distilled water, so I'm just using Costco water. I always find white takes like almost double the water. Oh, and I have 2 paintings next to me too. I'll have to show you guys that are paint pours that I did. For 2 of my bathrooms. One's an Alice in Wonderland one. And I actually forgot how cool it was because it's up in the kids' bathroom and upstairs and I never go in there. And I was like, that was my first paint pour and how it turned out so magical. Man, I don't know. That first one just was lucky. Okay, white. Now we're going to do gold. So what I'm doing here is fall colors. So I have orange, brown, white, gold, a little red. You don't want to do too much red. I found red will overpower easily. But there are so many different methods on this. We're going to do a really simple one just called flip cup. And that's what you do. You flip the cup. But there's so many different methods that give you different patterns and everything. Oh, Alex, you should. It's so cool. And then what's really cool at the end, and I've never done that before when I did my other paint pours, but I'm like looking and like the paint that was just in my pan here was so pretty. I was like, I just want to start dipping cardstock and see what happens. And I'm gonna have to show you guys. It's I just found something new that I'm going to love to do with cards. And you're using your waist, and wait till you see how they turned out. They're so cool. And I was just dipping it in the waist. And then as I was mixing it, it was all turning pink when I was tilting it. And I was like, wait, that's pretty. Let me dip some in there for some pink pieces. Yeah, Kimberly. So I wanted metallic gold. See, it's just a little too, it's really close. I do have a metallic gold here. I did in my first one. I don't know if it's the brand or what, but I kept adding more and more to the cup, and you like weren't even seeing the Floetrol change, and then it just was really weird. It wasn't a normal. I did use pearl on one of the ones I did, and that turned out great. And I need another stick. Kind of fun just to watch the color come too. Yeah, Kimberly, you can. You can make skins out of it. Which I didn't make a skin out of it so much, but I dipped like cardstock in it, and then it dried and made the paint pour on that. This is a new color. I didn't use this the other day, so I'm just looking at this. It's called Spiced Berry. I don't know how I feel about it. It's almost mauve-y. I'm going to add some red. I'm just going to try to play with this color here and see if I can get it to a color I think it needs red and brown. Crazy? We'll see. Okay, that's much better. I'm going to add a little bit more red. And then I don't think I need an extra cup. This can be my last cup. So happy it's October. Alex, I'm so happy you get to see fall colors finally. Alex is on his way to Salem. October is definitely the prettiest month. Alex, that skin sounds creepy. A little bit more. And like I said, you can't mess this up. If you make it too watery, just add some more Floetrol. Or add some more paint. But it's gonna be alright. Ducky wants me, she has a table she can use, but she don't know what to do with it. I was like, what if we paint pour it? And she goes, oh, that'd be really cool. So we're gonna paint pour that. Okay, think we got all our colors here. Oh, I need this. And then I also got this, which this is the first time I had ever used this. They have all sorts of ready to pour acrylic paints too, where you can buy kits of it. I just make it. I think it's cheaper because the other bottles are already mixed and everything. So I just mix my own. But they do have, so I bought the white ready to pour because you're going to want to cover your surface first of the canvas because it has to be able to slide on it. So if you don't do that, you're not going to be able to. I'm trying to figure out where this light should be. It's not going to be able to move on it. Hi, Lori. Oh my goodness, Grandma Duval. It was 64 here today, and it was beautiful. Windows are open. It's fall. A little chilly, actually, but I'm okay with it. All right. Ooh, let me add a little water here. Okay, before I pour this, I'm going to show you these because once I start making a mess, it's a stinking mess. Oh, I know what else I need to do too. First, before we are going to pour this, you can take push pins because we want the canvas to stick up a little bit, right? Because it has to drain around it. So you just get push pins and then you stick them in the back. Hammer them in the back, maybe. Good Lord. These Michael canvases are not made the same as Amazon. I got some off Amazon because these were like $10 a piece at Michael's. But Amazon has 4 packs. You get 2 12-inch circles and 2 8-inch circles for $15. Holy Toledo. Good Lord. Maybe hammer this in? Holy cow. I'm just trying to get it in enough to hold it. If this don't work, I'm gonna have to use the unicorn sauce. I know you guys are like, unicorn sauce? Alex knows what the unicorn sauce is. We were in Columbus. The pizza place by the hotel had unicorn sauce. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I brought some home, but they were like perfect little cups to set the canvas up on before I got my push pins. Alright, I'm gonna try putting more in. They pushed in easily from the ones from Amazon. These are heavier duty. What they're made out of. About to ask Matt to bring me a hammer. Okay. We are going to... Oh, I wish I would have put that in a different place. I just need one more. This is like some indestructible press board. I'm trying to screw it in like a screw. Okay, let's see if that will stand up. That will. Okay, let's put your push pins in. Might need a hammer. Oh, and also before I start getting all messy, I want to go ahead and weed. Well, no, I'll weed that when I bring those over. That's fine. We'll go ahead and do this. So first what I'm going to do is, well, first put gloves on, or you're going to get really, I mean, you're probably going to get messy anyway. But glove up. All right. Jazz fingers. We are ready. Thanks, Gloria. Okay, so first I'm going to go ahead and take my ready to pour. You can just use regular acrylic paint too. And you just want to totally saturate this. Like oversaturate this. And you can take a spatula and you can just take and smooth it all over. I'm a hands-on type of crazy person. So I am going to just use my hands. And you just want to cover the whole surface, because that is giving it what it's going to glide on. I think that's going to be good there. I'm already going to take this glove off and change it, because otherwise it's going to get way messy. Alright, now we are going to pour our flip cup. If I can figure out how to put a glove on. The first time I did it all schnazzy. This time not so schnazzy. Oh. Ooh, good tip, Kimberly. That's awesome. What was I going to... Oh, make my cup. Okay, so in our cup, we're going to layer our paints. So when you layer your paints, you want to think about what you're putting in, because you kind of want to put adjacent on the color wheel, which next to it, because otherwise if you mix across from, you're going to get lots of browns, which, I mean, we're going to get browns because we're looking for some browns. But if you don't want browns, you want to make sure they're adjacent to each other. And then we are just going to go ahead and layer in. And then I like to do darks and lights kind of together. Go from light to dark and then mix it in with some white. So we're just going to go ahead and start pouring it in the cup. And then I just pour it down the side. And you want to think what's at the bottom of your cup is going to be the last thing out of your cup. And whatever's on the top of your mixture is going to be the first thing out. Alright, so we did some of that. Which is ultimately going to be a pumpkin, so of course we want oranges, but just fall colors. And depending on what paint pour you're doing, sometimes you want a lot of white. This one we really don't want a ton of white, so we're going to put some white in there. And gold. This is where the metallic would look really cool. And then red. I don't want to do too much red because I found before it can be really overpowering. And then we're going to come back around to the orange. I think with this orange right by the red though, it should be good. I think. The more layers you do, the more cells you're going to get too, which I'll show you cells after I do this and move this out of the way. I'll show you the ones I have done that, because I took some heat to it, which really makes a heat gun, it really makes the cells like appear. I'll have to show you, it's really cool. White, yellow. Like I said, you have no idea what this is going to turn out like. You could paint, you could pour the same paints in on another project and just end up with a totally different look. And then, I'm trying to think here what I want the last. This should have a bunch of orange in it. Alright. Alright. Ooh, margarita pizza. That sounds delicious. Oh my gosh. We got this gluten-free pizza from Costco, by the way. It's the best thing ever. The crust is so thin and crispy. I'm like, why have I not eaten this before? But anyway. So here's my cup inside. All we're going to do for this is we'll put the canvas on here and flip. That's it. And then you can kind of move it if you want, or just literally lift the paint off. Ooh. And then, now you have it on here, all you start doing is tilting. And you just want to tilt it and bring it around all the edges. Depending on how big your surface is, I'm just doing a 12-inch surface here. If you're doing something big, you're going to tip more, you're going to flip more cups. This one, the color palette on this one, I love. Like, I love the way, and I'm telling you, I'm going to show you other ones I poured, and they're all going to look totally different. But you want to work it. And then if you don't like it, you can always add paint in areas too. Like, I had to take a lot of the red off the ones I did because I learned the red overpowered and made it kind of pink. It's so fun. Isn't this cool? Look at this. Yeah, Floetrol, you can get it on Amazon. They have like the gallon, which I got for $28. Otherwise, don't buy the small bottles on Amazon. They're expensive. Home Depot has them. It's like $10 for a smaller bottle of Floetrol. See, it's funny because sometimes you get it, you're like, oh, I want to like move it some more, but then you're like, no, it was perfect before, I shouldn't have moved it. It's just a little game you play when you do this. Oh no, one of my push pins fell out. Now we're not going to see this whole canvas because what we're going to do is we're going to make a pumpkin in the middle with some, I call them Laurel Swags. And up above it's going to say Happy Fall, y'all. But, isn't this fun? Yeah. Yeah, you can add silicone oil too, and that will bring out more cells, which the little holes, that's what I'm going to show you. My Alice in Wonderland one, I used silicone oil, and I used the heat gun, and it turned out so stinking cool. So I'm not going to use all of it. So I look at the areas where like, oh, that'd be really cool for the pumpkin to be there, the words to be there. And then like over here, I need some more color. So you can just go ahead and take it and pour. So I can just go ahead and pour it right here. I want to put some brown next to it because I think this is the first time I've ever not had enough paint. I usually put too much paint in the cup. Got oranges right here. And then you just move it around more. It does look like Mars. Yeah, you can. So you can use straws and blow through movement. It depends what kind of pour you want to do. So there's a style called Dutch pour that you put down. That I would use more Floetrol and more water because you really want that really kind of thin. Yeah, and then you take a straw and you can blow out pieces. And it just depends what kind of design. This I want more marbled, so not so much, but those Dutch pours, which I'll do more different pours because I've never actually done a Dutch pour. But I did get a... Now you guys see this drippage down here? I'm just gonna, like this side where it needs some more, I'm just gonna dip it in it. Because it's gonna be really cool. Oh, I don't want to touch it there. Yeah, they have straws too that you can buy them that have like a thing on the end that makes it a wide end. You can also use a blow dryer to blow it around too for the big flowy marks. Right now I'm just going around, making sure all the sides are covered. Okay, which I think they are. So I'm going to stretch this a little bit more this way. I'm going to bring some more of that orange down. But when you take a pumpkin out the middle of this, that's going to look really cool. Too bad I didn't bring my heat gun. I could have heated these cells and you would have seen even more. All right, so there's that pour. So I'm going to move this. Oh, I don't think I have enough paper towels for this, guys. I'm going to move this out of the way, and then I'm going to show you one that I did that we're going to do the next step on. I'm like, honey, I need more rags. Or not rags, what are these? Gloves. It is, and if you like to get messy, it's great. Me trying to wipe off my hands here. I don't know what this is a losing battle here. Oh, actually, well, once I move this, I don't really need my gloves anyway. Okay, move this out of the way here. I didn't figure this out. Where am I going to put said thing? Ooh, buddy. I need another bin lid. Like, stop, guys. I'm like, I don't know where to put this. Okay. I'm just gonna go for it. I'll make a mess. Okay. I think I'm good with gloves now. Oh, you brought me another lid thing. Thanks, babe. All right, I'm going to show you guys real quick before, because I just knocked these down. So here's a paint pour I did for my half bathroom up there. I just with like turquoise and white. And then I did use some pearl paint in there too, which turned out really good. But that's that one. Woo. Now I just took the painting. Okay, and then here, this is going to be hard to fit in here. This is the Alice in Wonderland one, because the kids' bathroom is Alice in Wonderland themed. And this is the first paint pour I ever did. Like, look at this. So I did this. I made 2 different cups and flipped them. And that's what kind of gave this like movement here. But then, see, I use silicone oil and I hit it with the heat gun, which the heat gun will make the cells develop. Which if you look, it's like the more layers you pay in the cup, the more cells you're going to get. And so there's like colors within colors of this thing. Isn't that fun though? And I just put vinyl over. I didn't seal this or anything. This has been in the kids' bathroom for 10 years now. That's wild to me. But 10 years and it's like still looks new. Isn't that so fun though? I didn't realize how good I lucked out on that first one when I did it. I'm like, man, you just can never recreate it. All right, I'm gonna switch this lid out because my hubby was awesome and heard me and brought me another lid. Ooh, pretty. And it's purple. Okay, so now I'm going to take, this is a canvas I dried, which has, it's like brown and orange and red. Like if I was just in a whole canvas, probably wouldn't love it. But when I do the pumpkin thing with it, it'll turn out really neat. And it's really hard. I wish you guys could see the colors more like they are here. Because I always feel like when I look at the camera, I'm like, they don't look like that in person. All right. So, after you let this dry, which takes about 2 days, I'd say 2 to 4 days, depending on how much you stretch your paint out. Sometimes it's thicker too. Usually 2 to 4 days though. Hello, Carol. Glad you made it in. All right. So I just used, I used Cricut's new value vinyl here, and I cut out what I'm going to put on there. We're going to stick this on and then paint everywhere around it. So I'm just going to cut that. Where'd my weeder go? There it is. Just going to go ahead and weed this. Now we're not going to put this on transfer tape like we normally would, because if we put it on transfer tape and try to stick it to the pumpkin, you're never going to be able to get the transfer tape off of the vinyl. Even if you de-sticky it, and I tested this, even if you de-sticky it, it's the most you can possibly do, it's still not going to stick. So you're going to place these on kind of like a sticker. This value vinyl weeds so easily. And like, there's something magical about this liner on the back that makes it super easy to weed. However, it is easy to stick the weeder through and poke yourself. So note on that. Oh, good, Gloria. Glad you bought it. It's so good to work with. Okay, so now we have our pieces here. So we are going to go ahead. I'm going to start and put my bottom pieces on. That way I know kind of where to put the pumpkin. So we're just going to go ahead and peel these off carefully. Which, because you're sticking it on the pumpkin's going to be way easier to stick on because it's just a bigger, chunkier piece. And you're going to want to get this set up where you want it. Good thing is for your first piece, it's round, so you don't have to go, do I have the middle? Because like everywhere could be the middle. Just got to make sure angle-wise you get it how you want it. Ooh. That will be good. And then you're just going to go ahead and smooth down. It's really important to smooth down all the edges on this because clearly that's what's sticking to it. So if the edge isn't stuck down, when you pull it up, you won't have a great, you'll have some bleeding. No, value vinyl does fine with transfer tape, Mindy. It's not the value vinyl at all. Value vinyl works great with the transfer tape. It is just because you're putting it on this painted surface and it just doesn't adhere. Vinyl, and I even tried it with premium vinyl just to make sure it wasn't value vinyl. It's not. It just, you can't get it to adhere enough to this painted canvas. If I Mod Podged over it, I think then it would. So I think if you want to do transfer tape, which I'll have to test that theory actually, but I'm pretty sure if I Mod Podged it, I could go with transfer tape. But you still really want to make sure you've de-stickied it. I always want to say de-stucky. That is not the word. I don't think de-sticky. I don't know if de-sticky is even a word. Right now I'm just trying to like see the like spacing here to get this correct. I'll just play around with it till yeah. Little adjustments. I think that's good there. Okay. Push around all the edges. I like to use my nails. I just like to use my nails for this to make sure on the edges stuck down. You can use your little scraper too. Jamie just got me an awesome scraper with felt on the end. Probably could have used for this exact thing. You want to make sure you don't have any bubbles in it either, because if there's any bubbles on the vinyl, then you're going to go ahead and get the vinyl or the paint under the vinyl. Hi, Floritopia, welcome. Oh, you should try it. It's fun. It's so fun. Oh, I know what I meant to do. I'll do that after this. That paint ain't going nowhere. I'm going to show you how we're going to use some of that leftover paint. And I actually cut all the leaves for that card Alex just did. And I'm going to dip them in the paint and wait till you see how they turn out. I don't know why I'm peeling it this way. This is not. Okay. Now we're just going to get our pumpkin in place. And we're going to put words on the top. So this layer is just going to be these two. Oh, it's all crooked in here. Is that good? I think that's good. Okay. Go ahead and push this down. All right. Now we have our pumpkin on. So we're going to do these. That way when we paint this, we're going to paint this all white. And then when we pull up these vinyl pieces, it's going to be the marble, the paint pour underneath. And then we're going to stencil with paint on the top, the Happy Fall, y'all. So again, we're just going to go through, make sure these are all pushed down. I know, Mindy, that Mad Hatter one, right? And then playing with fun colors like that is fun too. Yeah, I actually just ordered, it just got delivered, a little heat gun thing. Because I did use a little torch. You can use a little torch to break out the cells too. Which it just depends on like the actual pour you're doing. Like not the pour, but the canvas you're doing. Like sometimes you want all those cells. This I wanted more like fall kind of marbleized look. Just really go around pushing all the edges. All right. And then push these up and out of the way. Well, not out of the way, out of the way. I need a bigger table. I'm gonna need a bigger boat. Alright, so now we're just going to take our regular white acrylic paint. And then I'm just going to... Anybody else use a paper plate for a palette or to put your paint on? I feel like I do all the time. Yeah, you could leave it on the whole thing if you want, and then just cut out vinyl and put it on, or however you want to do it. This is just a reverse I think they call it a reverse messy canvas. All right, so now we're going to take, I like these things. These things are fabulous. These are great. I'm just doing one final check because I don't know about you, but I'm like, oh, this is my last check. And then that's really a lie because I'm going to actually check again. This is a super important part though, because if your vinyl's not stuck down, like I said, you're going to have the bleeding underneath. And I want to get the crispness of the design. Okay. I think I'm ready. I need a little bit more white though. Yeah, paper plates are the perfect palette, right? Alright, so we're just going to dip our foam brush in here, and then we are just going to paint. And when I did mine, I didn't know if I wanted it to go across. You don't have to paint over the whole pumpkin either, because you're going to pull that up. But when I did it, I didn't know if I wanted it to go down the edges or make it all white around the edge. And I started to do that on my other one that I have already done this step on. And I was like, no, I actually really like the fall colors on the edges. I think it was a really cool effect. Which they do make little stencil, I don't know, it's like a stencil brushes, stencil stamping brushes. And then you can like dab it too. If you want to dab it over the design to make sure you get around the edges, you can dab it like that and then just sweep it across. The reveal is so fun to me. That's my favorite. Yeah, this is just black vinyl, Sarah. So we are doing the messy. So we put this on. We're going to